Has a little breeze in the cam, well, in the mic, that this might work. Una, dos, tres, cuadro, cinco, seis. Tongue twisted. Well, there's NASA Wallops. So if you're in the aliens, that's where they'll be. They got big ass satellite dish over there. Fuckers, that satellite's bigger than my house. But yeah, we're out here in Skeeter Creek gonna be watching the sunset. Cheers to you. I'm trying to keep it off cam so I have a better algorithm with this sunset. You know, YouTubing isn't easy, but sometimes you gotta be cheesy. Don't forget that like, please. Oh, breaking news: Trump meets at the White House with, and it cut out. Gotta get the hoodie up. It's amazing the temperature change just from my house to here, even though this is my backyard. Trump escaped. No, it's breaking news. Trump found the green room. Yeah, that's probably something dumb. He knows what the trumpety rump rump does, you know? Trump installed a stripper pole. Wild Oopa Loompa on the run. My minion got loose. And Trump walks in the White House. What the fuck is this? A trailer park? I see my horizon's off a little bit. Let me adjust the cam just a tad bit. Don't mind the shaking. My AD kicks in, and I like trying to get things kind of perfect, you know? Turning more than NASA Wallops. But you know how the sunsets are off the water. And even though I am pointing more west, the ocean is more or less behind you. Well, behind the cam. And it's actually dark over top the island, so I wonder if it's supposed to rain tonight. If there's crazy weather breaking. Oh, there is treasure in the sky. I see the X. X marks the spot. Actually, that one from the X at the top is still doing the what is it? They call it Comtrails. And that's up, right up in there, still letting off a Comtrail. Got some deep purples coming in. I'm so glad the freaking weather's starting to break. I was getting real sick of the 20 degrees every freaking day and everything freezing up. Yeah, but now we're in the 40s and 50s during the day, so spring is knocking at the door. Things are defrosting. You don't see ice everywhere. I mean, we still got ice, but at least the main channels broke free. That channel hasn't frozen up and shit since I've been around here. That's been over 20 years. True. True. 20's better than 19. Well, we figured we was going bouncing back before from the teens to the uh, 20s. And now all this week we're going to be 50s and 40s. So weather is breaking. That plane is booking. It's already broke the sound barrier. Yeah, I'm thinking like this year also, as soon as it breaks enough to start bringing the boat back out, going around, you see the water goes up and it loops like around that way. Right up in here, there's a sandbar, but the sand is black. And I was always told that black sand has a chance of carrying gold. So hopefully this summer I can get around that corner and scoop me up some couple buckets of the black sand just to see if there's something in it. You know, if so, there's gold right there in this channel. But you gotta swim with the sharks to get it. That's the only sad thing. And it might be gold. I mean, more research I done. Everyone say that there usually when you see the black sand, there's a gold deposit somewhere. And of course, no my luck, NASA's probably built on top of a gold mine. I'll get a digging. Who knows what I'll find? And but it being like a channel that's always flowing, there is a good chance of gold being in there. You just got to work around the clam beds and things like that. But it might be a future video, me trying, testing the waters out. I almost grabbed my fishing pole today and went fishing. But I was looking at the time, I would only have like an hour before the sun would set, and wasn't enough time. Something like that has to be an all day thing. But good news, I just seen on the news that each day is getting a minute longer. got lights on down by the launch pad. I wonder if I can spin that, let you see that. Yeah. Well, this will be underwater, so it ain't really be destroying land. But right out this way, see if I can zoom in. You see where the flashing light is? That's a launch tower for NASA rockets. That's an island way out there where they launch the rockets. Then you got the causeway, which is one way in, one way out, and that's Chickatee Island there. Then, if you see the flashing light there, that's the lighthouse. That's where the ocean is. So right on the horizon is the ocean. You can almost barely see it on cam. Yeah, we see all kinds of stuff around here. We see some things. And see that? Let me get this right. Yeah, that one flashing light there, that's a news tower antenna. But that light right there, that one there is actually the one on the horizon is a Chickatee Lighthouse. And it sits right on the water. And of course, there's my land. So I more or less live in the marsh. But it's pretty neat watching. Let's look over that. So right there's the beginning of the runway. You can see the windsock. Then that there is a storage shed. Sometimes I can see the doors open once in a while, but they store jets into that bunker right there. And their big ass satellite. That one talks mostly to the Space Center or space station. And let's get back to this. Come on, close down. And I got to sit the cam down to get it to act right. And there's another dock right there. But I'm on the bigger dock. Come on, act right. Don't want to focus. There we go. That's about the best focus I can get. Yeah, they talk to the aliens. I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, but my area is more like a vacation spot for many. Even though I live here year round, so I'm more a provider to the vacationers type thing. So when they go on vacation, they can have their bud, you know? And it helps with the traveling. You know, when people cross state lines is usually when leave becomes legal because a lot of them won't allow you to go state to state with it. So I get a lot of phone calls when the vacationers start coming. As soon as they get in, ring, 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 ring. Yep, I'll be right there. Gotta make that money. And it helps pay for me to be here year round. It's a whole cycle. Be there in 5 minutes. Shoot, half time it's not even that. Yeah, a lot of times during like the summer, when like busy times, holiday times, I'm out in the truck or out on my e-bike, so I'm already within a block or two within your spot. Just pop it and I'll be there. Oh, cat eyes are missing the ducks. She was saying something earlier about her liking ducks. So I'm like, well, you like ducks? I got plenty of ducks. Living on the water, you see a lot of ducks. Been a lot of shorebirds here lately. Some blue herons. We got a nest right off to the right, a blue heron nest. Then you'll see the bald eagles go up and down this channel hunting. Oops, that was a blue heron with a stem just flew by. My nose is starting to go. Gotta go blow, 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 blow. Feeding fishes, not rockets. It's all good though. It's a sign reflecting. I'm like, oh, what the heck is that off to the right in the water? But there's a sign where the camera can't see it, and it's a reflection of the sign. That horizon's still square for you. It's gonna be good enough. Cheers to another day done. Cheers for the weather breaking. Cheers. Yeah, it looks like that satellite's actually on. So they might be talking now. Something straight up. You're communicating to Mars. The Martians are coming. So next week, special appearance with Alf. Just hide your cats. Alf is back. Yeah, I almost came real close to buying that one property right there. Came close. But I ended up getting mine a little bit closer to the ocean. Then I figure with that property, I can't see the launch pad. I can't see hardly anything. Then the sunsets ain't over the water. So what sold me here is these sunsets where I come behind my house, go out on the dock, and have a nice little sunset. And sometime this week, I'm gonna start prepping the boat because if it's already breaking the 40s and 50s, those 60s and 70s are just right around the corner. And that's time to take the boat out, go venture on the islands, go crash NASA, be the first streaker to run across NASA, NASA Wallops. There'll be jets landing and me running across the darn runway butt naked. Now, actually, I probably wouldn't do nothing like that. You know, that'll be jail time. And with a family, you got to stick away from that jail time. And the times I didn't have a family and just said, fuck it, I'll do it for me. Oh, was that a fish jumping? Damn. Got fish activity. So that just tells me there's a fishing live coming up. Catch some nice flounder, some rockfish, some skate, some shark. Yes, there is sharks in these waters. Hello, hello, welcome to the channel. We're just sitting here chilling, watching the sunset, vibing away. It's an open chat. We talk about anything and everything. Any questions, just ask. The landmass on your left is an island. The right is actually inland. This is a channel called Skeeter Creek. It's brackish water, so we got oysters, clams, you name it. You just missed some blue herons flying past. NASA streaks is NASA Wallops. NASA Wallops Island, that's where the satellites are. And there's a lot of times they take it out, go under the causeway, which goes to Chincoteague Island. Then as soon as you go on, up there, what was that one? No, that was just a regular shorebird, that one. But I like going right across under the bridge to the other side of the bridge, and you can actually look right up on NASA's runway. It's like it's a perfect spot for like in June where they have air shows and stuff in Ocean City. They come here, gas up, and store the jets here for the Ocean City show. So every year around June, we have a lot of jet activity and different aircraft activity. That's right over there. That's their edge of their landing strip. I'm sure you can zoom in, see the wind socks and stuff. Sometimes you can see security pop out that office there and watch me, watch them. But I got permission to record that. I got a written note in the mail, so I got hardcore stuff to protect me for videotaping. And whatever happens over there, I'm allowed to videotape now. Yep, you got it. You can find it right up there on Google Maps to see where I'm at. Yeah, the visitor center is just on the other side of that island. So if you're ever there, like visiting, then you go to Chincoteague Island, the very first bridge, you look off to the left, and that's me. It seems like I'm constantly tweaking the camera. I like trying to get that horizon straight across, you know? You see me? Yeah, because right there on Google, you can see the runway strips. Then the community I'm in is Trails End community, and I'm right there on that dock if you zoom in that area. Oh, there's a blue heron coming in. Yeah, he's coming into the nest to the right. Hello, hello, welcome to the channel. My hair freezing my butt off. The temperature's starting to change. So please, please leave that like. I do it for the thumbprints. Yeah, and far as their rocket launches, I think that we have one scheduled in March. So we do got a rocket launch coming up. It's just, yeah, I think they took a big break. I think a lot of stuff is flying out of Florida right now. So Florida's setting up new. Apparently they're putting uh more. Oh, oh, land, baby. There's a blue heron. My wife likes blue herons. Oh, he's gonna land way over there. Ah, he probably seen the camera and took off. I do it for the likes, likes, likes. You don't like me, fly a kite, kite, kite. 'Cause I do it for the likes. Slap something together. What's up, blue dude? Soaring a lagoon. Yeah. Yeah, they nest right up on the marshes. And we get shorebirds, we get egrets. Then we get a lot of ducks, a lot of geese. Let's see, which Winter Olympic event? Something with news. It kicks off before I can even read it all. I can feel the temperature changing. Definitely moisture in the air. Yeah, but they definitely got that satellite dish lit up tonight. And there were some planes in the morning, but I think they were prop planes for or sat planes. They're prop planes. And eventually I'm gonna have a camera up on these guys and just call it Skywatch for a 24-hour live Skywatch. So you can catch the sunsets and catch all the flight activity. Ooh, that wind. That wind is cute. It's like swimming in the ice pool. Yeah. I'm trying to adjust my focus a little bit. Right in there, it's getting close. Almost where I want it. It's touchy. Bow, bow, chicka, chicka, bow, bow, wow. I figured it'd be more colors by now. It's starting to set in. And did turn my light sensitivity up a little bit. So it's just a hair bit darker, but it shows more of the reds. And yes, I am out here on the docks. It is me. This is not a generated video or nothing like that. I'm out here. It's a little chilly, but we are out here live watching a real sunset. Alright, I got you on that. Let me hit these pens real nice and hard. We're having a 9 Sounds good to me, just in time. But I ain't. Oh, let's go. Yep. Oop. Let's go. Let's go. There's one. Got a little tingle. Little tingle. Not quite in the na. Round two. A little. I think round three might just do it. Getting there, getting there. Round three. There she is. Na. Yeah. Na. Whew. Round four. Fuck it. Yeah. Lung lock up. Whew. Na. Ha. There it is. Gotta hit the boo boo. A little bit of phlegm coming up. That weed clears my lungs. Cheers. Yeah. Double everything. Double up. Level up by double up. Almost got my voice back. Well, hello. No shit, I just had a bird just fly in my face. I'm sure you heard it. Yeah, one up, double up. Yeah, I always say double up to level up. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Hold I here for a pimp. Yeah, my voice is back. I know nature and being right on this water. You know, if you're still too long, it'll fly right into your face. It actually landed right next to me. It kind of looked like a woodpecker, but I'm sure it's a shorebird. I don't know. I don't know them all. Then it just screamed and took off like it didn't see me when it landed here. Then you can tell. Look at the. There's everywhere. And that's why I don't usually sit on the benches until after like a rainfall or something, wash the benches off. And further down you go in the docks, the worse it gets. It's them shorebirds. Yeah, I will. Let me go grab a beach towel first. Yeah. I mean, you can sit in between them, but a lot of times when I'm sitting, I forget there's right next to me and end up like putting my hand down. It's like, shit. At least there's enough water you can wash it off. Yeah, but over the winter though, it gets real bad. Summer is funny as shit. I'll be out here and all the benches will be squeaky clean from the tourists. You know, they come in and they sit in it and wipe it off. So you can find cleaner benches during the summer. Yeah, right now it is not. Trails End hasn't really woke up yet. There's maybe like 150 locals that actually stay in this community. But during the summer, we'll have shit 100,000 plus up in this community where we're packed up, elbow to elbow, partying our ass off. It's like a vacation spot for party goers. So every Friday we have bands, live DJs, you know. And wintertime is quiet, and all the vacationers go home, and we get the hood to ourselves type thing. But when the vacationers come, we like to serve. That's how we get our money. People pay good to come, chill, vacation spot, be out on these waters, have weed to smoke. It's totally legal here. Go fishing, you name it. And our community provides it. We even have our own store. So we drive around in golf carts. You'd be drunk as shit driving around in golf carts all night and never meet everybody that comes because there's just so many of them. You can see some of my lives if you go back on my lives or go back on my videos, some of the DJs and some of the parties.
Taking pictures, not fishing, huh?
Nah, I thought about it, but I'm like, no, the weather's gonna change quick, and when the night falls.
Yeah, I've been out here during the day a couple times, but not at night. So thought I'd take a walk out here.
Yeah, what night spotting where you look under the lights to see the activity. I do it once in a while.
My brother used to work over at NASA.
Ah,
He was an electronics engineer. He worked on the rockets. So he knew when I told him I bought a place in here about 5 months ago, and he knew exactly where this place was. He'd never been in the park.
oh wow! To me, it's a nice place. Winters can be slow.
Yeah, it was a little cold. They said it was the coldest winter.
Just to let you know, I'm doing a YouTube live. It's facing the sunset, but your voice will be on YouTube. Okay, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, they said we had a colder than normal winter.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
also an early spring. I'm
Yeah.
I'm glad the weather's finally breaking.
I'm from Vermont, so this is still
Vermont.
nothing.
Yeah, yeah. So you used to a little bit.
My daughter's got like still 18 inches of snow.
Wow.
They've had probably at least 20, 24 days or nights that it was sub-zero.
Wow. Yeah. Much worse here. I more or less live here year round. I've been here 30-ish years. I'm right there. This is more or less my backyard.
Yeah.
You know.
Was it the KOA then, or was it?
What do you mean?
Because this Trails End, I understood that it used to be a KOA campground.
Well, it used to be. It's been a couple things through its history. It was KOA and it was coast to coast because there was a Trails End here and a Trails End in California.
Okay.
They used to, well, if you can buy a property in both and then, go back and forth. But then they sold it one in California. And then this became, then where you can buy your own property. So it's history. So now local can buy a nice vacation spot. Then it used to be just 55 and older, but they done changed that bylaws because they have to align with Virginia's where a person can inherit property. So when the older people died, they gave it to their kids, and it wasn't fair when the kids couldn't be here.
Yeah.
So they had to change it.
Yeah, I'll be 66 in the spring, and I just retired when I turned 65.
I got
I
you.
originally was going to buy some land in Tennessee, but I came here. My friend has had a place here for about 8 years. He says, you really ought to look at the winters aren't that bad there and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this year we had like teens and 20s for about a week.
Yeah,
That's it. You know, so each year's actually getting better. And for a fall, they called snow 3 times. The first snow was about an inch, then it turned to rain, washed
Yeah.
away by morning. The second one, they said 6 inches, and we end up getting
like
two, I think two,
two or three.
three,
Yeah,
and that stuck around for a day.
yeah,
Then they called for a third one, but it nothing
Never
nothing
developed.
came out of it.
yeah,
So what snow you see there is because we just got through like a long period of teens and 20s, so it
Yeah.
didn't really melt away. You know.
but,
Then now it's getting warmer.
but this is, you know, I paid 30 grand for my lot that I got, and it's got water, sewer, and electric. And some of the places don't even have septic for that, so I got a decent deal. And yeah, I'll be staying here.
Yeah, I think I paid 35 for mine, and with my lot, it's like where you can have septic and you can't, where it's right on that marsh line.
Yeah,
So I ended up buying the lot next to me, like dirt cheap.
yeah,
Like I think I paid like 3 grand for it or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, then I just sat on that property and somebody just gave me like 20,000 for that property because they're just gonna be parking an RV. You
Yeah.
know, so prices are going up. Not much.
Oh, yeah. I heard some stories where people bought land in here for 16, 18,000. But, you know.
Yeah, it depends where you at. About 5-6 years ago, there was a lot I almost grabbed, but you had to put a lot of work. But they only wanted $700 for it.
Wow.
You know, and I was
Yeah.
looking, but what it was the court, but the lot was straight drop off.
Yeah, I see
You know
some
what I
up
mean?
over here on the hill.
Yeah, so
I
you
got
would
it.
have to flatten your land and put some work in, but you can't really take a land away because the slope's right up against where the court is. You know,
Yeah.
so you have to add. And sure, I thought about it. I'm like, well, that'd be a nice rental if I sit there and invest in it a little bit, little retirement money,
Yeah.
you know. But it ended up, I think on a march for a couple of years, I think Trails End bought it, and now that's where they dump their leaf debris and stuff they rake up.
Yeah. But you can't buy or live in a place any cheaper than you do here.
Oh no, yeah, that's
Especially
why
if you
I
already have
decided to be here year round, and on top of that, what it provides, where you're sitting out here on the dock, to
Yeah.
activities, to
Yeah,
you know,
and the HOA fees are really low,
you know,
and
you know, we fight to keep it low. You know,
Yeah,
year after
it's a
year,
good
fight to
thing.
keep it low.
yeah. You know, don't make it too fancy, because then
Yeah,
everybody's
we're
gonna
not
pay
trying to
for it.
compete.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of board members, that's our main argument. They're like, well, Captain Cove has this. And they're what? We don't want to be Captain Cove.
Yeah,
We want to be Trails End.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
No one wants to really, especially, you know, people here that are used to paying the rates that they got now, they don't want to pay $300-400 a month for HOA.
No. No. Shit, I'll sell out before anything, because even at that, okay, then I'm thinking a little bit warmer weather. And when it gets like that, you can find the same elsewhere,
Yeah,
you know, and
like Florida or something.
yeah, it's something.
But no, it's nice here. It's quiet. It's secure.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree. You don't have to lock your doors tight
I don't
area, you know what I mean? And
I'm
then-
gonna probably during the
you can
summer.
cut your grass without worrying about running over needles.
Yeah.
There's that issue too.
Yeah.
You know.
I haven't locked my doors since I got here.
Yeah, I
But
never have.
during the summer, I probably will, just because there's going to be more people. But right now, I'm the only person on the street. There's one guy, a truck driver, comes in, stays a couple days for a
Mhm.
reset, and then he goes back out. And so, yeah, peace, quiet, and security. And that's
Mhm.
all I'm looking for. And this
Yeah.
is
Well, it's like year round. There's me, one other person year round. But I live in this lot, but I own 12 lots next to me.
Yeah,
So there's a little space, and me and my neighbors share the lot in between
yeah,
type thing. You
That's
know,
good.
but we get along real good, and
yeah,
like over the winter, it's easy. You know.
sure is. This is, I had to make a pretty quick decision because the place I bought, I think was at an estate sale. Originally,
Yeah.
they wanted 48,000 for it.
Yeah, that's when prices went up. It used to average, I think it was 10 without septic, 15 with. And that wasn't that long ago. You know, that's
Yeah.
with nothing on it, just a lot.
Yeah.
You know, but now there's a lot of lots that's going like, holy fuck, what?
Yeah.
You know?
You know, if they got a camper, well, where I stayed temporarily while I was waiting for the transaction to go through, I was staying on a person's property. It was a neighbor to the guy that I know. And I gave the lady came by because I'd been there. I didn't expect her to be there that long. I expected about 4 weeks, and it ended up being more like 8.
Yeah.
So she came by to check on her place, and I was still there. And she didn't need the money. She has a big horse farm and everything, but I gave her $50, and I said, this is, I didn't expect you to be here this long. It's just with the estate sale between 2 different states, you got to wait longer for stuff to go through.
Yeah.
But up in Vermont, you can't. A livable home is right around 300,000.
Yeah.
You might find something
that's like in Delaware, or like like if you go far as
Yeah.
north as like Delaware, there's places like apartments for 1,000 a week, and you're like, wow, how they are even surviving renting that for 1,000 a week. You know?
Because you got your car payment, your insurance, and groceries, lights, and heat above that, and so that's why I opted to stay here. There was a 2-year waiting list for me to find just camp for the winter in Tennessee, and I said, well, that's not good. I'm not going back to Vermont. And they've had a rough winter up there. After I sold my house in Vermont, I stayed 2 years in my camper, but I was driving truck, and I only came home every other weekend for 2 days, day and a half actually. But it was still too cold up there. I was staying in the camper when it was 10, 15 below.
With me, I like the warm weather. I'm from like Delaware, so I'm kind of a little bit used to colder weather, but like being here, I don't know, I have
This
arthritis.
is a nice in between.
When you get arthritis and cold, it don't quite mix right.
I know, I'm fighting that. When I first came here, I was fighting Lyme disease.
I have Lyme disease. That's what caused rheumatoid arthritis.
That's probably why I've got it, because I still have a lot of aches and pains. And I lost my strength in my arms and my hands.
Yeah, it eats away at you. Yeah. Then you get like pains, like how in the hell did I hurt? You get a cramp in the back. You're like, what the heck? I haven't got up yet.
When I'm taking glucosamine now to help it, but I got to see a doctor later this month on a follow-up. But you're right. I probably instigated the rheumatoid arthritis.
Moisture in the air would do it.
Or from the Lyme disease.
But living here, though, it has gotten better. As soon as I get used to what was going on, like swell-ups and stuff like that, actually, it's better on me being in this area with that for some reason. I don't know, being next to the water or what, As soon as you can get used to the air, having arthritis in this area, I have less symptoms, throughout the years where I'm still up climbing trees, doing work, getting around, doing my thing.
Yeah, I put a shed in. I finished off the inside and insulated it so that it wouldn't be so cold if I want to go out and do something in the winter.
I was thinking about putting like a little wood stove in mine. Because I was looking at the bylaws, you can't put them in the campers, But if you have an add-on, you can
Yeah.
put it in, or you can put it in your shed. So have that's one of the little small wood stoves in the
Yeah.
shed for the winter.
I actually picked one up when I was in Vermont. It's still up there, but I haven't moved it. It's one of those little box stoves about that big. I could always throw that in there and put the pipe out the window or something, but yeah, it's just having it insulated. I could even use an electric heater for
Yeah.
what little diddling around I do.
I got one electric heater and one propane, and the propane one is portable,
Yeah.
but I mostly keep one heater on each end of my place, right?
Yeah.
So it
Stays warm,
stays
circulates.
warm, and they feed off each other type
Yeah.
thing.
Electricity's not bad here.
It's not bad, but it can get ridiculous if
Well,
you use too much electric.
Yeah, for me, December, I paid, I think, 110.
Yeah, I average about 110 to 150.
Yeah,
But when I had the one spot next week set up as a rental, I
Yeah.
covered that electric, and shoot, I was getting a $400, $500 bill. I'm like,
Okay.
whoa, I gotta stop this,
why
or
was it so
something.
high next door?
I don't know. Oh, I linked it to my box instead of that
Yeah.
box, because I had the box inspected, but since it's on the edge of the swampland, I had to connect to my lot.
Yeah,
So I had to run the septic and all that to my lot, which I live on, to run as a rental. But some reason by hooking two campers up, and plus I got a big add-on too. So
Yeah.
I got a lot of extras, and I run welders and things like that time to time.
yeah,
And
a welder will take a lot.
it just jumped up. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? So I ended up,
The meter could be off.
it might be off, there was something going on with it. But it's like when you draw too much power, that bill
Goes,
triple for some reason.
Yeah. maybe they put it in tiers if you start using a certain
Yeah,
amount.
it might be a tier thing or something.
Yeah.
So I ended up disconnected that, clearing it out, and me and the neighbor sharing it for like extra room if we have a party,
Yeah,
or somebody comes, they have some more pop a tent,
Yeah. Yeah.
stuff like that.
well, I'm gonna take a walk to the other end and get back at
Yeah.
supper, I think.
The sun sets down, so my life is pretty much done and over anyway. Get ready to head
So-
back and grab me something to eat.
So nice and quiet around here, that's what I like.
Oh yeah, well during the winter, yeah. Summer it can get busy.
Yeah. I can see that, but, everybody seems to be respectful for one another.
Yeah. And that's how every local is in here. We try to keep it like that.
Yeah.
We try our best, even through security or through friends.
Yeah,
If somebody has issues with something, the whole local area that mostly stays here year round is
Yeah.
on that issue on top of security and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
try to keep that
I told
city life kinda out type thing.
Yeah. There's 4 lots together owned by one person, but they passed away on the street I'm on.
Ooh,
And
a good
one of the
business
relatives
opportunity.
came and checked on the place, he was walking around, so I was outside, I went over and I just said to him, I says, I moved in 1st of October here. And I said, I'll just let you know, nobody's been there, it's been safe. And I said, my camper, I got 2 big windows that look right across their property.
Well, I got a security system up in my quarter,
Yeah.
looking everywhere.
Yeah, and I said to him, not a soul's been on your property, and I said, I'll keep an eye out
Yeah,
for you.
once in a while, it's like we have our Facebook pages too
Yeah.
for local people, and you see, well, who is this? And everybody was getting on, and even through the community, okay, this
Yeah.
is this person, he's my neighbor.
Yeah.
We go talk to him, so
Yeah.
it's like
He's all right.
he's
Yeah.
all right. So even if somebody's walking through, it might be like the tax inspector or something
Yeah.
like that. So as soon as somebody picks someone up, like, who is this? We do our research in this Facebook page. Who is that?
Yeah.
So, okay, that's
That's
the
a good-
tax agent. He's in this area, and we start posting where he's at, just in case you want to hide a boat or something.
Yeah.
pull your boats out so you don't get taxed on
Yeah.
how taxes run. And it's like a live Facebook page of what goes on.
Yeah, since I moved there, I haven't seen anybody, maybe they assess the property, but,
Yeah, they do once a year.
yeah, but I don't know if it was
I think it
anytime.
was 3 months ago. Yeah, somebody called them on the door bing. Who was this guy? That's
Yeah,
come to find out. That's
might have
who he
been just
was.
before I moved on the property, they came around.
Yeah, they come around
Oh.
once a year. A lot of times they don't go on your property, but if they see something,
Yeah,
and they might walk through. Okay, he has this in the back.
Yeah, yeah, so I'm probably good. The only thing I've added to the property is a shed.
Yeah,
Which
I don't think they really tax it. Well,
Yeah, they do
they
tax
do,
you on
yeah,
it.
but it ain't that much.
No,
Ain't that much.
I think it's only like $70 a year or so, and that's nothing. My daughter and son-in-law are paying like $9,000 on their property, and they got a log home and 13 acres, and he's crying about the taxes, and I said, that's what happens when you have a nice house. He just thinks, well, this is average. I said, no. The house I had was a dumpy, real old. It was like a 180, 200-year-old house. They actually had bricks in the walls, so if the Indian arrows came in, they wouldn't go through the house. When I tore out and did some insulating, and that's what a carpenter told me. He says this house, all hand-hewn beams. Basically it looked like a tree that they sliced down and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'd been there. It was my grandmother's house, but I'd been there for about 20 years, and I guess I've been saying for years I want to get away from the snow, the cold, and move south. So I sold it to a contractor for $100,000, and he got a good deal. I should have got like 135 or something, and but it was a cash deal, and I didn't have to deal with a realtor.
Yeah.
So I was just glad to get out from under it.
There, you can deal person to person because at the office you can get it notarized.
Yeah.
That's good enough for Virginia, so you don't need really a realtor. You can go to a realtor,
Yeah.
and then you're paying their tax too. You know?
See, when I bought this property in there, the person selling it actually had to pay the realtor.
I got you.
Yeah.
Like the first one I got was a rent to own because I came here with nothing,
Yeah.
and it was $500 a month, and like 3 years I had to pay it off.
Yeah.
Because I grew from there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
nowadays you can't even
and I ended up
find
paying,
anything for $500
I
a
think I
month.
ended up paying 37 because they already had a septic and a dwelling and a shed and everything on it. And that was years ago. And then I just got reevaluated because I was doing that like assessment because we're thinking about doing the travel thing.
Yeah.
And I got assessed for like 100 for it. I'm like, well, thank God I did that when I was younger. You know?
Yeah.
And with 100, I can invest that and do some traveling. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, I'll let you
Take
be
it
here.
easy.
Take a little walk.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down and head back to the house. Nice to meet you. My name's David.
My name's Twister.
Twister. All right, cool.
Okay. I'll probably see you in the summer.
All right. All right. You see him? I'm going to go ahead and end this. Hope you guys like the sunset. Don't forget to like. I need those subs to hop up. I need those likes to hop up. I need you to share my videos. You know what to do. Help old McBuds out. Until next time, peace.